Hi guys, welcome back. We are again back with another video for you. And in this video, we'll be creating our weather dashboard where you can see the current weather condition of your place, the place where you are browsing it from. And for this purpose, we'll be using the API provided by OpenWeatherMap. As you can see here, we have a lot of data here. We will pass latitude and longitude along with an API key that OpenWeatherMap will provide us. You just need to sign up in the Open API and get your API key, and you're good to go. So if I pass the latitude and longitude, what I can get is I can get what is the condition right now, maybe overcast clouds, the icon for the this description. We'll learn to use this one as well, and the temperature feels like minimum, maximum pressure, humidity, sea level, ground level. We can get a lot of things. Okay. So without wasting any time, let's get started. As I already said, you can just go and sign up in this openweathermap.org and get your API key before starting. I won't be doing that in this video. That's very easy. You can do that. And now let's get started. So I'll start with HTML. I'll name the title as weather dashboard. I will need to include some CDN here because I'll be using Bootstrap and Bootstrap icons. Great. So now I can start the main container. Inside container, I will create a card. Okay. So the class would be card. Probably I'll give it a shadow as well. And let me name it as ID. And ID will be weather card. I may need it later on. So inside card, I will create card header. It will have an H1, which will say the city name probably. So let's go with Chicago for this time. And I'll give it an ID of city name because I'll have to change it or update it after the API call. That's good. And for card header, let me call it weather header in case I want to use it for custom CSS later on. So this is good to go. Okay. Now what next? So after H1, probably I will have a class with deflex. It will have two things with it. One will be image and the other one would be span, which will say the weather description. The weather description is something like this one. Okay, our class clouds, and this image will be this icon. We'll learn to use this icon later on. So for now, what I will do, I will just call it as weather icon and class of margin and probably 2 width 50, height 50. This should be enough for now. Okay, let's see. Okay, this is what I wanted. It's good. And after this, what we will do is after the header, we'll have the card body. I'll provide border button for it. And let's create a row with align items center. Let's create a call. Maybe we would want 2 calls for it. Okay. In the first call, I create an ID with current temperature. Class would be display 4, font weight bold. I don't know, maybe the current temperature would be 35 degrees centigrade. Oh, how can I write degree here? Let's copy it from here. Okay, it doesn't have anything. Current temperature in New York City. Oh my god, in New York. I just wanted to copy this one. Yeah. So we have the current temperature now. Yes, we do. And after current temperature, I will create another div with id is equals to feels like, class equals text secondary, and it will say feels like maybe 40 degrees centigrade. Cool. Okay, so we are going good till now. Now let me create the content over here. So it will be a margin bottom 2. It will have an icon with class bootstrap icon, arrow up, margin end 1, and span id is equals to temperature max. It may be something like this, maybe not 35, 55. See? And similarly, I will need to create another div. I don't need margin bottom here. This will be temperature minimum, not up, it's down, and it might be 25 degree. Okay, this is good. But let me do one thing. For this one, let me use text end. Does that look good? Maybe I need to do something. Let's see. Card body, this is the row. This is cool. Oh, this is not coals. This is coal. Yeah, this is good now. Great. So after this one, what I can do, I can create another card body. Card body. So it will also have a row with it with gutter 4 and class coal 6, coal md 3 probably. And for the class height 100 and the card, it will have card body with text center. Okay, another icon here for the bi droplet fill, text primary, margin bottom 2, font size 4, and class equals text secondary. It will be about humidity. id is equals to humidity, class is equals to font size 5, and font weight semi bold. All right, and maybe humidity is somewhere around, I don't know, 75%. See, it looks good. Now I can replicate this one easily. So I'll replicate this div, and this one is for the wind speed. Oh, semi bold, the spelling is wrong, and this is wind speed, and it won't be in percentage, it might be in meter per second. Great. The icon won't be droplet field, it can be wind. And do I have something like wind? Yeah, it is. Okay, good. And then let's go for the visibility. Oh no, I need to replicate this one. So this is for visibility. This will be visibility, and the icon would be I. Visibility would be probably 2 kilometers, something like this. Yeah, visibility is good. And then let's move on to the pressure. So the pressure would be Pascal, something like Pascal. So I don't know, maybe 100 Pascal. This is just for demo. So it would be pressure and the icon would be graph, probably cup. Okay, not bad. So we are going good now. This is getting better. Okay. So last thing what I need to include here is probably the sunset and sunrise time. So for this one, I'll create a card footer. So let me grab the card body end here. This is card body, it ends here. So after that, I'll create card footer. Great. So it will have a class with row, justify content center, and align items center. Let's go with the class call auto, deflex, align items center. It will have an icon with class bi sunrise, text warning, margin n2, font size 4. Then another tip which will have text secondary. It will say sunrise and id equals sunrise, class is equals to font weight semi-bold. Great. Sunrise could be 6:30 a.m. Makes sense? Yeah, good. And similarly, I will also need for the sunset. So it will be the same thing. It will be sunset. I will call it sunset, and it's might not be PM AM. It should be PM sunset. Great. Not bad. Maybe I need to make it between, not center. Now this looks good. Great. Now we have one more thing remaining, and it will be the updated time. So I'll create a div with last updated, class text center, margin top 3, text secondary, and it will have last dated, maybe 2025. Okay, 2025 01 0201 10:20 a.m. something like this. Okay, this is great. So we are almost done with the HTML. Now let me add a couple of background colors so that it looks more attractive. So what we are gonna do, we will give CSS to the header. I will call it a background with linear gradient to right, and the color code 0D6EFD. Similarly, 0A58C. Let's see. Okay, why am I not seeing it? Let me see. Yeah, the class name is correct. Background linear gradient to right. This should be good. Let's do it once again. Okay. Maybe the color code had something wrong here. This is 0A5DCA. Okay. This is good, better. And now let me change the color to white. Nice. Okay. So I may need to add some more classes here. py4. Okay, not bad. This is good. What else? Maybe for the card footer, do I need something? Let's go with Bezel Light. And okay, this should be enough. You can always play on with the design and things like this, but let's now call the API and make it dynamic, right? So I'll create JavaScript for it. And let's create latitude and longitude variables. Then let's create a function which will take the or check the current latitude and longitude. So I'll call it fetch weather data. What it will do, it will first check for the, I will do it in a try catch. So it will try to check the navigator dot geolocation. So if there is something in geolocation, I can get the latitude and longitude using get current position. And not as, what I will do, I'll have a function here with some response. I'll call it position. Good. So now I can get the latitude and longitude. Latitude would be position dot coordinates dot latitude. Similarly, I can get the longitude as well. Okay, so we are ready with the latitude and longitude. Let's see. Console.log latitude, console.log longitude. But I need to call this function. Let's see if I can see something in console or not. Okay, I have tried, but I have not used the catch block. So let me create it and then just console.log error. Let's see now. So I have the latitude, but not longitude. Oh, the spelling is wrong. Longitude, longitude, longitude. Okay, so I have both latitude and longitude of my place. Great. Now the next step is very easy. We have the API here. As I already said, you need to get the API key, from the openweathermap.org. Just go and sign up there and find your own API key. Then you can just copy this URL and then create const API equals. You can use this URL, but make sure you have the data dynamic. So the latitude would be latitude, and similarly for the longitude, just make sure you use longitude. You can make this dynamic as you can do API key, API key, and you can define it here. Let's do it. Const API key equals this one. Please don't use var. Just go with let. Okay, so we have the API URL ready. Now I can call it. So const response equals fetch API. Okay, but one thing you need to make sure is since JavaScript is synchronous programming language, so you have to make sure that the fetch is completed and make this function as async and do await here. Okay, this is good now. Now, when you have the response, what you will do, you will get something like data equals response.json. For this purpose, also you need to do await. Okay. And after you get the data, just call a function. I will name it update UI with the data, and this function will be updating your UI. So I'll have the function with update UI, and it takes one parameter which I will call data. Great. Let's see if I have some API call here. See, I have an API call and I have the response as well. Great. But we have not updated it in our DOM. Okay. So that work is done here. So let's go with the this API. Oh, sorry, this function. Okay, so before doing it, what I would like to do probably is show a loading icon while the data is being loaded. So for that, what I will do, I will hide this card at first. Okay. And let me do one thing. I don't want to call it a move. Okay. So I'm not showing any data. Oh, I have a comma here. Where did I put it? Oh, yeah. Nice. Okay. So what I will do, I have displayed this none. So I can create a new div, which I will call loading. And class would be text center padding y5. This is the loading div, and it will have a spinner order, text primary, loading spinner, role equals status, span class is equals to visually hidden because I don't want to show this text. Great. Let's see. Perfect. That's what I wanted. Okay. And let me add one more thing here. It's paragraph tagged loading weather data. Not bad. And let me add some classes here. Margin top of 3 and text secondary. This should look good. Okay, this is best. Now when the API is success, what I need to do, I need to hide this loading spinner and then show the actual data. So for that purpose, okay, let me do one thing. Let me show you first and then I'll create another function. So document dot get element by ID, loading dot class list dot add dinner. Okay, so I need to write this long expression every time. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna cut it and create another function. I'll call it select. It will have ID and it will return ID. So now I can directly use select. Cool. So after I hide the loading, now I need to show the weather card. Weather card dot class list dot remove dnone, and it will be shown. Great. Now let's go for the weather icon. So the icon code is data dot weather 0 dot icon. You can see the API response and you can easily track this one. So the URL would be, this is provided by OpenWeather. So openweathermap.org/img/wn. Let's go with this literal so that I can use variable here. Icon code @2x.png. Now I can change the weather icon. Weather icon dot src equals icon URL. Let's see. Oh, I have not called the API at all. So let's go on with making it and we'll see it at the last. Select city name. Now I can change the city name. Docs to text content equals data dot name comma data dot system dot country. So we have the city name and country. Now I can go for the select. I can go for the weather description. So weather description dot text content equals data dot weather dot description. Similarly, current temperature would be equals dollar data dot main dot temperature, but it will be in because the API will give us responses in degree Kelvin, so I need to convert it into Celsius. So I will call a function called Kelvin to Celsius. Kelvin to Celsius. Celsius. So I need to make this function Kelvin to Celsius, and it will accept a parameter. And also I will need to add degrees centigrade to it. Okay. So let me create the function now. So it will say return temperature minus 273.15 minus 273.15. Let me round it off like this. Okay, it's good now. So after current temperature, I can move on to the next part, which will be feels like. So let's copy this thing, and it will be feels like. Do I have it? Yes, I do. Okay, then the feels like would be, I need to write feels like the same thing, Kelvin to Celsius, but main dot feels like. And after feels like, it will be temp max, Kelvin to Celsius. This is good. Temp max, degree centigrade. Great. Similarly, temp min, and it will be temp min. Great. Now humidity. And it's not degree centigrade. So what I can write here, data dot main dot humidity, and it's in percentage. Next up would be wind speed, and it will be data dot not main wind dot speed, and it will be in meter per second. Similarly, for visibility, it will be data dot visibility, not humidity. And probably this will be in meters, so let me convert it into kilometer, divide by 1000, and let me round it off to fixed on, and it's in kilometer. Similarly, pressure, sunrise and sunset. So for the pressure, data dot main dot pressure, and it's not in percentage, it's in Pascal. Similarly for sunrise, data dot sys dot sunrise, sys dot sunset. Great. So I think I'm almost done with this now, and let me change the last updated time. So for the last updated time, select, maybe I have last updated class, no, sorry, ID dot text content equals last updated. Let me create a new date that to local string. This should work. Okay, Let's see now, because I have not executed the function. I need to uncomment it and see if it works. There is some error here. Let me see where is the error. In Kelvin to Celsius. Let's see, current temperature, Kelvin to Celsius. I think the spelling is wrong. No, spelling is correct. So what's the error? Missing bracket. Or if I do it like this, let's see. Oh, still. Oh, I have not closed it at all. So now I can do it. Let's degree centigrade. Oh, I have the same problem in every line. Okay, we have the API call. Great. I still have an error in the weather description. Data.weather0.description. Let's see. Data.weather0.description. That's fine. What does the error say? Can we set properties of null? Okay. It can't find this ID. Yeah, it's not there. I have to add this ID. Where is the weather description? I think this is the one. Weather description. No, it cannot find the visibility. No. Yeah, it's the same thing. Visibility. Visibility. Oh, I have the spelling wrong. Let me see. Visibility. Visibility. Okay, this should be correct. Still some error. Still the same error. Visibility. Visibility. Now I have another spelling mistake. Oh my god, I'm doing a lot of spelling mistakes. To local string. So we have the request, we have the response, we have populated it. Great. The time is okay. Okay, I need to format this sunrise and sunset time. So let's do it. Let's do it this way. I'll create a function to get the format time. It will have timestamp, return new date, timestamp, multiplied 1000 dot to local string enus, and then our numeric minute, probably 2 digit, and our 12 true. So I can easily call this function now for both sunrise and sunset. See? Okay, I have percentage. I don't want percentage in it. Great. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's working perfectly. It's getting the location as well. It's getting everything. What I can cross check here is I can remove every static data over here so that I verify it's coming from the actual API and not the static data. Okay, let's see. It will take some time, but doesn't matter. At least it gets us some real data. Great. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. As you know, I have already provided a link in the video description below where you can find the complete source code for it. You can always play on with the design and some more data if you want to show. We have more data here. See the wind speed. We've only showed the wind speed, but we have the degree and cost. I don't know what this means. So we do have the time zone as well. We have the sea level, humidity, pressure. We have already shown it. So you can always play on with the things, the data, and you have other endpoints, API endpoints if you want. If you want to search from the country and not from the, I mean, from the city and not from the latitude, longitude, we have that option provided by OpenWeatherMap. So you can go and check out the API details for more things. So please don't forget to subscribe us for more useful and interesting videos like this. This much for today. Cheers, guys.